Even from a young age, most of us dream of being a rock star or a ballerina or a rocket scientist. We start dreaming about the future, and our parents, they join in with us into that dream. But what if your child has autism? When we as parents get stuck in the present of behaviors and social skills and therapies and school, we forget to look about the future. We forget to dream. We get stuck on all of the things that we need to do. But what would happen if we did ask them what they wanted to be when they grew up? Did your parents ever ask you what you wanted to be when you grew up? Well, when I was about 10 years old, my dad asked me what I wanted to be. And I said that I want to be the President of the United States of America. And I think that's probably what a lot of other 10-year-old girls said in the 1970s. And instead of laughing at me, my dad said, well, all right, okay, well, let's get going. You need to really get started now. And so he said, you need to study hard. You need to get good grades. You need to travel. You need to see the world, and you really need to learn about politics. And he believed in me. He believed that I could do anything. And you know what? I believed that I could do it myself. And so I went to school and I joined groups and I learned a new language. And when I got to high school, I got to travel over the summer. And when I was a junior, I looked at colleges, I wrote my own applications, and I got to choose the university that I went to. The experiences that I had when I was growing up, they helped me understand that I could be successful. And so after I graduated from college, I moved to Chicago to be a management consultant. And, you know, my dream of being the president had waned because now I wanted to be the CEO of a multinational corporation. Okay, maybe I'm not there quite yet, but you know what? I thought I could do it. I believed in myself because my parents believed in me too. So while I was dreaming about ruling the free world, there was a boy named Todd that went to my school, my hometown. And I would see Todd walking down the hall, and he would have these big headphones on listening to his Walkman. For all of you students, that's like an iPod. Yeah. And he was so engrossed in his music, and you know, he would close his eyes and he'd be so happy. And I'd walk down the hall and I'd look into the classroom through the window and I'd see Todd sitting there with his teacher. And I don't know what they were doing in there, but I was pretty sure it wasn't what we were doing in our classes. And, you know, we graduated and Todd wasn't there. His twin brother was there, but his twin brother didn't have autism. So the last time I checked, Todd was still living at home with his parents in my hometown, and he was working at a movie theater. I think he was cleaning up the popcorn or tearing tickets or something like that. And believe me, it's not because his parents didn't love him or they didn't have time or the money. It's because when you have a child with autism, your world is rocked. When your child can't speak, when they flap their hands, when you can't go to the store because you're sure there's going to be a scene, when you cannot sleep at night because you are afraid that your child is going to run away, when you can barely get through today, how are you supposed to even think about tomorrow? Now, most of us learn how to interact as we go through our days, our lives. We learn how to have conversations with people. We learn how to talk on the phone. We learn how to ask questions, kind of engage with other people. We understand jokes. And school, it's not just about the academics. It's about how to make new friends, how to join a club, how to meet people. It's how to navigate the hallways in the dreaded cafeteria. And we don't need social skills groups. We just know how to do it. We just learn how to do it as we're going along our days. But people with autism, they don't have that luxury. They get sent to groups, they get pulled out of class, and it's all focused on social skills. And all we want as parents is for our kids to be happy, to get along, to be a part of something. So we looked to the school to kind of help us navigate the maze of autism because we don't know what to do. And when we go into the school for the case conference with our children, they ask us what our goals are for our children. I just want my child to go to kindergarten. I just want them to make friends. I just want them to read or write. I just want them to be able to open their locker and get the right books to the right class. And then, when school ends, and everybody else has graduated, going to college, living in the dorms, partying, our child with autism is probably sitting at home playing video games. And we know that he is smart, and we know he is able. And so we try to set him up with employment services, and they try to find him a job, any job, doing anything. And usually it's for about minimum wage. Not necessarily a huge opportunity or quality of life. And so what happened? Life happened. Because when we're focused on the present, we can't possibly think about the future. But what would happen if we started thinking about the future for our kids on the spectrum from the very beginning? What if we asked them, what do you want to be? Because if we believe that they can do anything, they'll believe that they can do anything. Now, I am not saying that it's easy, because it is not. But it's our job as parents, as brothers, as sisters, as therapists, as teachers, to find the opportunities in the real world to help our children get these skills, these social skills, these communication skills, these interaction opportunities with other people. Because when they have these skills and they're sitting in a job interview, they know how to communicate. They know how to answer questions. They know how to ask questions. They know when the interviewer is or is not interested in what they're saying. And when they have these skills, they can be a part of a team. They can get along with their coworkers. They know how to join in and be a part of something. With these skills, they can articulate their goals and they can articulate their dreams. So young adults with autism, they have the worst unemployment rates. It's in like the mid 70th percentile. That's terrible. And it's not that they don't want a job or a career. And it's not just because they want money, it's because they want to be a part of something. They want to do something that they love. Just like I'm doing something that I love, and I think you're probably all doing something that you love too. And okay, not everybody with autism wants that, but you know what? Not everybody without autism wants that either. I mean, it's true. And we also know that there are people with autism who just are never going to be able to have a typical job. But shouldn't they all have the same opportunities as everybody else? So I know this young man named Charlie who was brought to us by his aunt who loved him dearly. And his aunt told us that Charlie is great at cleaning bathrooms and cleaning up. Okay. And she was just like, can't you help him find a job doing that? He needs a job. He wants a job. He needs a job. And we said, got it. Thank you very, very much. We'd like to speak with Charlie by himself, please. So she kind of begrudgingly left the room, and we sat with Charlie, and we said, hey, Charlie, what do you want to do? And he's all fidgeting in his chair and looking uncomfortable. And we said, Charlie, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? And he looked at us like we were crazy, and he's like, nobody's ever asked me that before. And we said, hey, Charlie, what do you want to do? And he thought for a minute, and he's still kind of wiggling in his chair, and he said, more than anything in the entire world, I want to work the ticket machine, and I want to know how to put the tickets in, and I want to help the kids take the tickets out so they can go get all the toys and everything like that. And you know what? If I can do that, I will clean the bathrooms. So he's talking about one of these arcade places, with pizza and the video games, and it's loud and noisy, and it's definitely not the kind of place that I would like to work. But that was Charlie's dream. He just wanted to work the ticket machine. So we went and we talked to the owners of this small arcade place, and they had never hired anybody before. And we said, we have got this young man named Charlie. And more than anything in the whole wide world, he wants to work the ticket machine. And he wants to help the kids get the tickets and get the toys. And by the way, he'll even clean up the bathroom. And so, like I said, they'd never hired anybody before, but they said, all right. And I think it was out of the goodness of their heart, but also maybe they saw a little opportunity there. They were pretty good business people. So we got Charlie set up and we got him all trained. We showed him how to run everything, the ticket machine and the cleaning supplies. Charlie showed up for his shift on time every single day. He happily helped the kids shove the tickets into the machine. He smiled at the parents who were rolling their eyes and really wanting to get out of there, and he helped clean up. And then one day, the couple realized that they really did need some help, and rather than post a job position, they looked over to Charlie and they said, hey, Charlie, do you want to work here and get paid? Of course. Of course, because he's doing something that he loves. And it all started with somebody asking him, what do you want to do? And Charlie's still working there, and Charlie's getting paid, and Charlie's really, really happy, and so are the owners of that business. Because when we believe that anything is possible, people on the spectrum have the chance to be anything, to do anything. They have the opportunities, the same opportunities that you have, that I have. And shouldn't we all get to choose what we love to do anyway? Shouldn't everyone? Because instead of seeing the disability, let's look at the ability. Let's think about the possibility of our children, instead of sitting at home on the couch playing video games, they're coding them. Instead of thinking about rockets, they're building them. Instead of dreaming about music and listening to it on their Walkman, they're composing it and performing it. Because when we believe that our children can do anything, they'll believe in themselves. Thank you.